which is whether you can be too tidy, whether there is a tyranny of tidiness, because some people are really messy, but some people are really tidy as well. Paul Burke has written a fascinating article for the Spectator magazine, and yeah, it's interesting, Paul. I read your article, I loved it. Just for people who haven't read it yet, and they should, tell us your thoughts on the tyranny of tidiness.
Well, I think nobody needs to be reminded that it must be awful to live with a real slob, someone who's filthy, makes a mess, doesn't clear everything up, you know, dirty dishes and all that. Everybody knows that, yes, of course. But there is another side at the other extreme when you live with somebody who's really, really tidy, too tidy. And it can mess with your mind. You put something down for a second, and where's it gone? Where is it? And because we're conditioned to believe that tidy is good, and of course it is, you know, keep Britain tidy, you know, a tidy summer, a tidy mind, we tend to forget that when it's taken to extremes, it really can cause, I wouldn't say mental health issues, that's too strong a word, but it can cause real sort of stress and aggro for the person who has to live with it. I don't think anyone can deny that.
Yeah, it's interesting. And is there a difference in your mind between tidiness and cleanliness? Because, I mean, I'm someone who's not the tidiest of people, but I'll not tell you who it is, but there is a presenter on this station who can be a little bit of a slob. And when you know, when this person, who shall remain nameless, has his lunch, all the sort of bits of sandwich are over here and things are over here, and basically when this person leaves to perhaps go into his show, some people will generally clean around him, and that is something that is, I mean, cleanliness is not a bad thing, but tidiness is something different, and having to have everything properly where it is. But I found, since becoming a homeowner, actually I've become a lot tidier, and also, you know, when someone is about to put their beaker down or something, I'll go, put it on that coaster. You know, I'm sort of becoming a sort of coaster fascist.
No, cleanliness is something that's different altogether. I think for most of us, when you first start going out with girls or boys and go to parties and things like that, you want to be clean. You want to be, and I think that stays with you, and so it should. As with the messiness with your colleague, I can be a bit like that, and I don't notice it.
I mean, I don't think he does either.
Yeah, you could put your finger down my shirt. So it was the prawn cocktail to start with. You know, that's not deliberate. But I think it's living with people who are just extremely tidy.
Well, what is explain extreme tidiness to? What have you seen? What have you experienced?
Examples. I mean, my one was, thank goodness we don't have CDs anymore, because I would leave them out. I'm maybe like a lot of people, I'm all right with clean mess. I cannot bear dirty dishes or unmade beds, but I'd quite happily leave books and sort of clean things like CDs. I'd come back to CDs that have been put away with scant regard as to whether they're in the right box or not.
Yes, well, that would annoy me, I must say, but they don't have to be in alphabetical order or by genre or whatever. They just, but the right CD in the right box.
The right box would be good.
Yeah.
The other thing, this is the other day, I'm going to speak quietly because actually I told her anyway. I had this shirt that I bought in the sale a few weeks ago, you know, sort of summery jaunty shirt, and the other morning I thought, I'm going to wear my summery jaunty shirt today. It's a nice day. Where is it? Look, what the hell is it? And I looked out and it's on the washing line. I'm thinking, not only is it already clean, it's brand new.
Right, it's been cleaned already. Yeah.
I'd been foolish enough to leave it unattended on a bed.
Right,
to put on in 10 minutes time, washed. You know, a friend of mine hides his clothes in the boot of the car because he doesn't want them ironed.
Yes. No, and some
that sort of thing.
And some people are like that. Yeah. What's the worst example you've heard?
I mean, it can stray into like proper OCD. I remember Paul Gascoigne, being interviewed. I think it was Danny Baker interviewed him, and he said he'd gone out to a club, but he had this niggling feeling he hadn't put the towel back straight on the rack, and he actually went home, straightened the towel, and went back to the club.
Wow.
I mean, that's when it goes into proper mental health issues. But if I'm being serious, the tidiness thing is just, and it sounds like, I don't mean controlling and horrible and nasty. It's just like having order and having control. And I sometimes think they waste an awful lot of time. They waste an awful lot of other people's time, because I've spent an awful lot of time looking for stuff. Like, where is it? You know, what's happened to it? Yeah, I remember, because I write for a living, I was using a book. I couldn't remember what I'd done with it. I needed it right now. And I looked, and it was gone. And I rang my wife, and couldn't get hold of her. I had to run up to Waterstones to get another copy because it was a deadline.
Yes.
But, you know, I couldn't waste any more time with no guarantee of success.
I have a thing about things being equal, Paul, in terms of I swim a little bit, and I couldn't do like 25 lengths. I'd have to do 26 lengths. And if I'm doing other things with exercise, if I'm lifting weights or press-ups, I couldn't do like an odd number of press-ups. I have to do an equal number of press-ups.
I mean, that's good. I mean, again, I remember an old saying that someone was talking about people who said, it just goes to show how mental most people are. And it's one of those things you should do. The first time you go out with a prospective boyfriend or girlfriend, you should sit down and go, now, look, I'm mental. So are you. Will you just describe to me how you are? I mean, my wife is obsessed with taking your shoes off when you come in the house, and I actually don't like it when people take their shoes. All right, make yourself at home. What's this? You take your trousers off. It's just little things like that, and you know, like everything else in life, there's a balance. You know, nobody wants a slob, but on the other hand, it can be quite stressful.
I know what you mean. No, and keeping up with it all. Yeah, absolutely. Paul, thank you very much indeed. That's Paul Burke there. He's a journalist and wrote that article for The Spectator. It's called The Tyranny of the Tidy. I highly recommend it.